Everyone tells you that after the age of 65, getting weaker is just an inevitable part of the deal. You are told to accept slowing down, accepting the slight weakness in your knees, and accepting the struggle to open a stubborn jar. I'm telling you today that this widespread belief is fundamentally wrong. It is a myth designed to sell you a future of decline. And I have proof that muscle loss is reversible, even if you are 70, 80, or older. If you are over 65 and worry about your strength, your balance, or the simple task of needing help to get out of a chair, listen extremely closely. We are talking about a specific, highly targeted 45-second daily routine that not only stops, but actively starts reversing the process of age-related muscle wasting, known as sarcopenia. Forget grueling gym sessions or endless miles on a treadmill. This is about precision, not endurance, and the results are transformative. Before we dive deeply into the essential science behind this incredibly powerful 45-second habit, do me a quick favor. If you value your independence, if you want to remain robust, and if you want to keep learning actionable, research-backed health secrets for your age group, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell right now. By doing so, you ensure that you don't miss our future critical health updates. Let's be completely blunt about the consequences of ignoring muscle loss. The clinical term for this decline, sarcopenia, is the invisible enemy of your longevity, and it affects nearly half of all people over 80. This is not just about feeling a little weaker when lifting groceries. It is a systemic threat to your entire quality of life and physical autonomy. Sarcopenia is the leading underlying cause of dangerous falls in older adults, and we all know that a single serious fall can be a devastating, life-altering event, often resulting in hospitalization, reduced mobility, and the truly heartbreaking loss of independence. Think about what strength provides you: the ability to catch yourself, the power to recover quickly, and the resilience to navigate uneven pavement. Beyond injury prevention, losing muscle mass strips your body of its most powerful metabolic engine. When muscle goes, your metabolism slows dramatically, making weight gain easier and far more insidious, and critically, making the management of common conditions like type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure significantly harder. Your muscles are not simply tools for movement, they are vital endocrine organs that communicate with your entire body. They are, quite literally, your life insurance policy against fragility. We are talking about the profound difference between living robustly, independently, and vibrantly at 85 or requiring constant, potentially institutional assistance. Inaction is accepting this decline. We are here to choose action, but specific, targeted action. To understand how 45 seconds can change your future, we must first understand why muscle loss accelerates so quickly after age 65. When you were younger, say in your 30s, your body was extremely efficient at what scientists call muscle protein synthesis, or MPS. Think of MPS as the construction crew rebuilding your muscle tissue after it sustains small amounts of damage from exercise or activity. When you lifted weights or did intense work, the construction crew rushed in, fueled by the protein you ate, and rebuilt the muscles stronger and larger. The signal required to activate this crew was like a simple text message, quick and effective. As we age, specifically past that 65-year mark, our cells develop what researchers term anabolic resistance. The construction crew is still technically employed, but they become lazy, less responsive, and frankly, they start demanding much louder, more persistent instructions and a much bigger paycheck of resources to start work.
Where a 30-year-old only needs a modest stimulus and a moderate amount of protein to signal muscle growth, someone over 65 needs a significantly higher quality and higher intensity signal just to get the rebuilding process to even begin. Imagine now that the signal needs to be a persistent, blaring alarm bell, not just a simple text. This is the core problem. Most traditional senior exercises, light walking, gentle swimming, low resistance movements, do not provide the loud, insistent signal required to overcome this anabolic resistance. They are wonderful for cardiovascular health and general mobility, yes, but they often lack the intensity needed for muscle growth, or what we call hypertrophy. You might be exercising an hour a day, but if that hour only recruits the easily accessed slow-twitch muscle fibers, which are primarily used for endurance, you are essentially just maintaining the status quo, not reversing decline. It's like using a tiny desk fan to air condition an entire house. It feels good, but it doesn't solve the core problem. We need to wake up the deeper, more powerful muscle fibers that have been asleep for years. These are the type 2 or fast twitch fibers. They are the ones responsible for power, speed, quick recovery, and most importantly, reversing sarcopenia. These fast twitch fibers are the first to be lost with age, and they are notoriously difficult to activate. They refuse to be recruited unless the effort is intense. This loss of type 2 fibers is why you feel fragile. It's the loss of your physical insurance policy. Let's put the function of type 1 versus type 2 into a practical context. Your type 1 slow twitch fibers are your marathon runners. They handle continuous, low-level effort like walking or standing all day. They are great for endurance. But imagine you trip over a loose rug. You need a split-second, violent contraction of muscle to stabilize yourself, shift your center of gravity, and prevent a devastating fall.
That sudden, instantaneous power is generated exclusively by those dormant type 2 fibers. If you've lost them, you fall. Or consider a more mundane task, pushing open a heavy, sticky door, or quickly lifting a grandchild up and down off your hip. These are short bursts of maximum effort. We aren't just trying to build muscle for appearances, we are restoring critical, life-saving reflexes and stability. But wait, doesn't intensity mean heavy lifting and danger for our joints? This is a critical misconception we must address immediately. For the senior body, intensity is not defined by external weight, such as heavy barbells or dumbbells. Intensity is defined by the level of effort exerted and the specific method of muscle fiber recruitment. We are going to achieve maximal recruitment using time under tension and strategic movement speed, ensuring your joints remain completely safe. The science behind effective strength training relies on something called Henneman's size principle. This is a fancy name for how your nervous system decides which muscle fibers to fire. When you perform light activities, your brain recruits only the smallest, weakest motor units, those slow twitch fibers. This is like calling the smallest available crane for a tiny job. As the demand increases, your brain is forced to recruit progressively larger and stronger motor units, until finally, under extreme duress or fatigue, it recruits the massive, dormant type 2 fibers. This principle states that the body only recruits the big guns when the little guns are completely exhausted and cannot possibly continue the work. The goal of our 45-second habit is to bypass the need for heavy external weight and use fatigue to rapidly force the recruitment of those type 2 fibers safely.
Instead of lifting a heavy weight once, which would put undue stress on joints, we exhaust the smaller type 1 fibers so completely and so quickly through controlled, intense slowness, what we call high time under tension, that the type 2 fibers must step in to continue the movement. We are creating an internal environment of intense local fatigue using only your body weight, which tricks the nervous system into activating the type 2 fibers. This is the ultimate biological hack for safe strength gain and reversing sarcopenia. Here's the secret the fitness industry often overlooks when training seniors. You can generate the required high-intensity signal by focusing on the metabolic stress within the muscle, rather than relying solely on mechanical load, the weight itself. This metabolic stress, which you will feel as a deep, uncomfortable burn, creates a cascade of chemical signals inside the muscle cell that is incredibly powerful for growth. This is where the 45-second window becomes scientifically perfect. The sweet spot for generating peak metabolic stress and triggering the release of powerful growth factors is right around the 40 to 70-second mark of continuous, intense muscle activity. When you sustain muscle contraction for this duration, two critical things happen simultaneously that maximize the anabolic signal and overcome anabolic resistance. First, the continuous slow contraction starts to compress the blood vessels feeding the muscle, a process called occlusion. This traps the blood and metabolic byproducts inside the muscle tissue, essentially starving the muscle of oxygen briefly. Secondly, because the muscle is contracting so intensely without oxygen, it rapidly produces lactic acid and other metabolites. This isn't just a byproduct of pain, it's a powerful chemical messenger.
When the cell senses this intense metabolic stress and the localized lack of oxygen, it shouts an emergency signal, telling the body, we need to adapt and grow stronger immediately. This chemical signal directly activates the central pathway for muscle growth, known as the mTOR pathway. This is the physiological switch that was asleep due to anabolic resistance, and the 45-second burning effort is the only thing loud enough to flip it back on. The intensity of the chemical environment, achieved safely through time under tension, is what matters most for growth after 65, not the number printed on a dumbbell. If this deep dive into the science of muscle reversal is helping you understand your body better and feel more confident about your ability to stay strong, please take a moment right now to double-check that you have subscribed to our channel. Your support ensures we can continue to bring detailed, life-changing information directly to you. We have established the why. Now let's execute the how. The specific 45-second habit we are implementing is a modified, highly focused version of the sit-to-stand exercise, often called the chair squat. This movement is perfect because it uses your entire body weight, safely recruits the largest muscles in your body, your quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes, and is easily scalable. Here is the step-by-step protocol for your daily 45-second muscle reversal session. Step 1. Setup and safety. Choose a sturdy chair without wheels, preferably placed against a wall so it cannot slide back. Crucially, position yourself next to a counter or a solid piece of furniture that you can hold onto with 1 or 2 fingers for immediate stability if needed. Your feet should be shoulder-width apart, planted firmly on the floor. Safety is paramount. If you feel any sharp shooting joint pain, stop immediately. We are looking for muscle burn, not joint distress. Step 2. The critical 45 seconds of tension.
This is where we maximize time under tension. We are focusing on extreme slowness. When you begin, you will not try to perform as many repetitions as possible. You will perform controlled, excruciatingly slow repetitions. Start seated. When you stand up, take 5 full seconds to press up, ensuring you are maintaining muscle tension the entire way up. Do not push quickly. 5 seconds up. Once you are standing, pause for 1 second at the top to re-establish stability and balance. Now comes the most important part, the descent. You will take 5 full seconds to slowly lower your body back down toward the seat. The goal is to control gravity completely. Do not plop down. Stop just before your backside touches the chair, hovering for a moment if you can, before initiating the next repetition. The entire cycle, 5 seconds up, 1 second pause, 5 seconds down, takes roughly 11 seconds per repetition. This means that in the critical 45-second window, you will aim for approximately 4 highly controlled, intensely slow repetitions. It is the slowness that recruits the sleeping type 2 fibers. Step 3. Embrace the burn. By the 3rd or 4th repetition, you should be experiencing that deep, uncomfortable muscle burn. This burn, caused by the buildup of metabolic byproducts, is your physiological signal that you have successfully activated the mTOR growth pathway. If you can perform 6 or more repetitions in 45 seconds while maintaining the 5-second pace, you must increase the intensity by either using a lower chair or increasing the descent time to 6 or 7 seconds. Conversely, if you cannot reach 3 repetitions, that is perfectly fine. You are still signaling growth. Just maintain the 5-second speed. The focus must be on time under tension, not repetition count. Perform this single 45-second set once every day, ideally in the morning to kickstart your anabolic signaling for the day. Remember, it is a non-negotiable daily appointment.
Consistency with this specific intensity is the key that unlocks the door to reversing sarcopenia. This 45 seconds is your investment in years of future independence. Your independence is the most precious asset you possess, and you now hold the exact scientifically validated blueprint to reverse years of muscle loss using just 45 seconds a day. This habit is simple, safe, and profoundly effective, with the focus on slow movement and high effort. Do not wait for that first serious moment of fragility or weakness. Start today, right now, with your first 45-second set. Tell me in the comments below, when will you commit to your first intense 45-second session? I want to hear your commitment. And please, share this crucial video with someone over 60 who deserves this powerful boost of confidence and strength in their life.